Alright fam, we're gonna listen to an older album here. It's about 4 years old. We're gonna be listening to Piñata by Freddie Gibbs. Before we get into it, a really huge shout out to Dado Rage, because never in the history of my channel has anybody pushed for a reaction more than he pushed for this. I really appreciate it. It definitely helps motivate me to keep these videos coming for you guys. So yeah, definitely, if I have not put out a reaction that you want to see, definitely keep commenting, definitely keep pushing for it, because eventually I will get to it. Yeah, thank you all for supporting, thank you all for being here. Support the channel by following me on my social media, liking the video, subscribing if you have not. We would love to have you as part of our family, and becoming a patron on Patreon. You can find all the necessary links in the description and on screen. We're not going to waste too much time getting into this. I've never heard anything from Freddie Gibbs. I'm completely uncultured. You can cuss me out all you want to in the comment section. Never heard a Freddie Gibbs song in my life. So we're gonna listen to this, and if his recent collab album is any good at all, let me know in the comments and I will get to that too. That's it. Let's get right to it. First track is Supplier, and this is Piñata by Freddie Gibbs and Madlib.
Supplying dope to the black and the Mexican communities.
I'm digging the bongos and the percussion. We're gonna let it play into Scarface, which is track 2.
Blood gushing, I think I hear sirens.
Chiefing on that thick I in my heart. They smoking got me rolling on the dark street. The Jackson nigga, cause he got some shit we can't afford. Another day and give it, hope she let me flow. I'm with before a nigga bust his last nut. Yeah. The same rims in my hand.
This is so groovy. This dude's a G.
They'll have just enough stone.
Alright, so those are the first two tracks. Supplier, which was the introduction, was just 40 seconds long basically, and Scarface. Supplier runs right into Scarface. And Supplier is all about, you know, these samples come in talking about only the strong survive, talking about supplying drugs to black and Mexican communities. And then here we have, you know, Freddie Gibbs with a verse that's pretty much the gangster lifestyle, where he's talking about, you know, ski masks and duct taping your face, talking about robbing, talking about smoking, talking about, you know, yellow tape and white sheets. So it really shows the correlation between drugs in the black and Mexican communities and the lifestyle that these people are living. And I think that the production is absolutely awesome. You know, with the first track with the bongos and the percussion, sounds really tribal, going right into a really groovy bass line and guitar with this really dope drum break. Really just kind of like sets a very consistent mood for this track, while Freddie just goes off. I think it's awesome. Next track is Deeper.
Took a vacation to the county, I'll be back soon. Sent a couple zeros, money on my
You hear this string sample? So high pitched.
Classmate was coming over, that was strange though. Apparently the homework and all the game.
Hey! Wow, the sample work is awesome.
To another town.
Yeah.
Me and Willie bust a couple pounds. She used to like that type of shit, now we don't fuck around. Only difference is he trying to be a fucking astronaut. Nigga when I walk up, but you got a baby in the oven, so it's motherfucker.
Dang.
Cause you got a nigga, I just think you Russian. Even him a fucker. Back on the bus, I used to finger fucker singing up. I know I'm looking, me should he forgive when he find out the baby ain't his. They cut a nigga deep.
Dang. Dang, yo, his storytelling was awesome. So they really made the beat real simple, so that you could really focus on what he's saying. And, you know, he's talking about the relationship he's got with this girl who, you know, gets a degree and starts to think that she's better than he is and settles down with this other dude. How upset he is about this, and time goes by and she calls him up and she tells him that the baby that she's got from the other dude that she's with isn't his. And so it might actually be Freddie's baby, and that's kind of like the cliffhanger that we leave off on. I love rap songs that are about stories, you know. I love when rappers can tell a story with their lyrics, and people like J. Cole, Logic, Eminem, in this track, Freddie, you know, people like that, real lyrical dudes who are able to tell consistent stories with their lyrics, just really amaze me. I love to just listen and, you know, hear what they've got to say. Royce da 5'9" is another one. Awesome storytelling. If you have not heard Book of Ryan, you are missing out. I thought this was an awesome track, dude. The next track is High, featuring Danny Brown. This is wavy. You hear that guitar? This flow is great. Wow. This is wavy as hell, dude. I love this. Yeah, this is nice. I really like this. Wow, this switch up towards the end. Alright, yeah, so he's talking about here how he might turn to drugs for peace of mind, for relaxation, you know, for really, it becomes a part of his life, and basically everything he does involves a drug of some sort, you know, whether it's weed, whether it's cocaine. It's just really a story about how caught up in this he is. That's what I'm taking from these lyrics, you know, because he talks about different things that he does in his life or in his day, different situations that he finds himself in, and drugs are they're a constant in all these stories. So I heard that this the original title to this project was Cocaine Piñata or Drug Piñata or something like that, and yeah, I can see how that would fit with the theme to this project. Drugs have been, like I said before, a constant, not just in this track or in his life, but in this project, and it really stands out, you know, that's what this is about. So really great job staying consistent. Production on this is filthy. I mean, honestly, that was a really great feature from Danny Brown as well, so that's another really nice track. I enjoyed that. We're gonna head on to track 5, I believe. Yeah, Heralds. Let's get it. This production feels so nice. This guitar. Yeah. Yeah. This feels so nice to listen to. It's so wavy. Alright, so apparently Harold's is a local fried chicken spot, and you know, he's talking about, you know, things from his childhood or from his younger years when he used to go to this place. You know, his order basically is the hook for the track, and really just kind of like a reminiscent track, talking about past relationships, people that he used to know, trouble that he used to get into, the guns that he used to carry. It's really just like a reminiscent on your younger years type of track. And the instrumental definitely feels really nice to listen to. It feels really welcoming. Old school. That guitar riff is just so wavy. A really nice string sample. It's just, I mean, it's really simple for you to listen to the story that he's telling. And yeah, it's a nice track. Track 6 is Bomb.
Drugs got me waking up in cold sweats. Sometimes I'm slightly on my rocker, but I'm on dick. Got you in the baby on my dick. No shit. She hit Bobby Johnson, split your potato.
Wow.
You shaking and touching basement to basement. Then they try to make out we act like he don't know me. Voted for my clothes is on me. Kill cockroaches like Tony got my test motives. You pour 100 different fluids, yo, I had to.
This flow is so tight. Yeah. This ride's so nice. This flow is so dope. Oh, we've got a Raekwon feature.
Got the heart to die for something, flesh to flesh. The Lambo got outside, it's a stretch. My bitch half Mexican, Afghan, I'm blessed.
Yeah. Yo, that's another really dope track. Their bars are just, I mean, they're dope. It's drug rap, you know? He talks about living that lifestyle, selling drugs, talking about the risk that he's taking. He might get arrested, told his mom if he dies is part of nature. You know, just what it's like to be in this lifestyle. And we get a really nice Raekwon verse. The production's really dope, got a couple cool samples in there. A very reverberant drum loop to really open up and make the track feel a little more spacious. You definitely hear a lot of reverb on the snare especially. That's what I picked up the most on. And it really sets just all the drums in the background. Always putting focus on what they're saying, on the lyricism. And it is really dope lyricism that we've got here. So yeah, I definitely like the way that this was set up, this was put together. And next track is Shitsville.
Get the fuck up off the toilet stool. Been behind my tennis, I commenced to take these boys to school. I'm driving yellow bus, but I got men in the bus.
Whoa! Hold up, pause this. You hear those strings? Yo, I always mention this in my videos. Strings and hip-hop music just go together in a way that just touches my soul. I mean, these strings feel so cinematic. Like, as soon as it comes in with the beat, it almost looks as though I'm watching a movie. Everything that he's talking about is the scene, and the instrumentals just set that tone like an action movie. You know, like 007 with these strings in the background. That's what it feels like. It just makes everything feel so epic and intense.
Did that shit in 95, I watching Friday with my friends. Fuck my bitch in 96, is a pussy for 6 minutes. And the dick was everything she envisioned. Don't see me busy, pop like the shit. Most of the shit spill. Nigga, wake up every day and pray before you sleep, right? You motherfuckers just like me.
His delivery is perfect.
Like you say, I might be like the devil getting that bitch. I did not give a single solitary fuck. I stand on all 10 toes, one nigga you nuts. Don't do yo, a shoot up.
Wow, dude, yo, this is my favorite track so far. That's the best track off this project so far. That's crazy. Production-wise, storytelling-wise, I mean, lyrics-wise, wordplay-wise, delivery-wise, I mean, all the wises you can get, it's just perfect. This track is perfect through and through. You know, I love how in the verses he tells these stories, right, of things that he's gotten into, this really crazy lifestyle because of the struggles that he went through growing up as a black man in America. Talking about, you know, crack is the black person's cup of coffee in the 80s and how everybody was into this, and this was, you know, something that was almost forced on them in a way. You know, the verse tells that story, but in the hook, in a way, he's saying, you're no better than I am, and do not judge me for what I'm saying, because if I cut you and you bleed, you're just like me. You know, so he really tells a crazy story and then tells people not to judge him because they're no better, and he's not wrong. This is a great track, dude. That's awesome. Next track is track 8, Thuggin. All these samples feel so wavy. Really old school. I love his style.
He'll do my business on the side. Bitch, if you police it, pay me, no, never mind. I'm just thug. I'm on his motherfucking knees, thug. Never taking no for an answer. Might just take a loss, but bitch, I'd rather take my chance.
Yeah! This beat's awesome.
I ain't gonna belong to the streets, so straight thug.
Wow.
It feels so good, and it feels so right. Yeah, what I do is off the meat racks. In the jail and be my best not to repeat that. I'm trying to feed my family, give a fuck about your feedback. Claim, but this shit don't mean a thing. And it feels so good.
Wow.
So right, yeah.
This is it.
The equity real killers get vouch for me. Teach your kid at the crib where your children might cop for house for me. In the Chevy with us. 'Cause in the
Another insane track, dude. He's on a roll. I mean, this has been awesome so far. Let's get it. Let's keep going. Track 9 is Real. Hey fam, my neighbor started blasting music, so if you can hear that in the background, I apologize. I'm gonna do my best to cut out as much of that sound as possible, but like I said, if you can still hear a little bit of it in the background, there's nothing I can do, I'm sorry. But we're gonna keep rocking with this. Like I said, track 9 is Real.
telling a nigga show he's cocaine and my nigga drop it and let it go. Niggas make me nervous, ain't certain if I ain't on me. Thuggin', if I never celebrate, you might catch me how I dug it. Don't say I'm detrimental to the brother, you get all the put this dick in the butt and say how you love it, bitch.
Whoa!
Bitch, y'all got me fucked up in this. Yeah, the world ain't big enough for both of us.
Oh, this switch up is dope.
Niggas since 9-4. I got the girls at my feet when I linked up with Snow. But I refuse to be his club, so we don't kick it no more. Straight to the facts with the lit read. Thought I said your shit cause you ain't man enough to come discuss it. You wanna be Jay-Z, nigga, you just a fucking puppet.
Hey, man.
He's
spitting.
Couldn't take security, so we ain't take a seat.
Dang.
Played before we go a hoe, I never be. They searched the tour bus in Milwaukee, had that 44 with me.
This verse is crazy.
We was 30 deep in magic, you did it, but so great.
Alright, yo, hey, that's not one of my favorite tracks, but I think the beat switch up is really dope. I'm not sure which beat I prefer. They were both great, I know that much. Anytime you don't add a hook to a track, it diminishes a little bit of the replayability, but this song is still really hard. These lyrics are Really dope. I mean, he goes off, especially on that second verse. He goes off for I don't know how many bars. I wouldn't skip it if it came on. It's just not crazy. You know what I mean? Next track is Uno.
Fuck niggas spark the weed up. Shit been watered down, the rap game we need us. Real niggas to intervene, they interject. Every muscles up in their mouth. The release where we reside for unspecified amounts.
Yo, I love his whole old school vibe.
Rap niggas, you can front for your fans, but I know it's an act, nigga. Judge a man by his character and not by his wealth.
Yo, I can only imagine this dude with a 50 Cent feature. That would be insane. On a beat like this. Dang. Yo, this will have you bobbing your head. If you're not bobbing your head to this, you're deaf. Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you right now, this beat in particular really sounds like it could be a 50 Cent song. It's just got that whole vibe to it, you know. And one thing I really like about old school beats that nowadays it's harder for you to hear in modern music, especially in modern rap and trap music. Although I think it might be starting to make a comeback. But these really cinematic beats, you know, these beats with orchestras and with instruments and everything just like perfectly crafted to just make it feel like it could be in a movie. It could be a score for a movie, but it's a hip-hop track, you know what I mean? And it's something that this project has done particularly well, is how well orchestrated its production is. The beats, the drum patterns aren't necessarily complicated. A lot of them are just really basic drum loops for him to rap over. But the melodies over the top, the strings, the pianos, the keys, the wind instruments, I mean, all of it is just beautifully placed and mixed so that it just creates this feeling of like riding around, listening to, you know, The Blueprint, you know, just like really old school 90s rap. And it's dope. Next track is Robes. Whoa! Oh, the soul!
You ain't shit if you ain't never struggled. You gotta put in hard work before you flex your muscles. See where niggas fall off. These are our highest times. But my third eye divine.
The soul in this track is giving me goosebumps.
I feel like one with the moon, but that's some other shit.
I forgot to mention the features. That was Domo Genesis. Next is Earl Sweatshirt.
Checking press releases off the beat, but like a pimp smings. I don't know.
This track is awesome.
Bees maneuver through the swamp like a four-wheeler, hitting it quickly after a course greeting. Leave like the father I never had or a low season.
Everything about this track feels warm, comfortable, old school, and soulful.
They pouring brick in some morning head on the Autobahn. Faces, smiling faces, they keep me motivated. And I got plenty rapping and he be fired from this label day.
Yeah, he runs it.
Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to them dicks and balls that you used to.
Dang, dude. Yeah, that was a really funny outro, bro. Talking about his deal there at the end, yeah, definitely. If you're gonna sign a deal to any label, you gotta be sure you're not getting screwed over, man. They will rob you blind, and you won't even know it, because you'll just be so stuck in the limelight, like, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. Before you know it, you're getting screwed for millions. So, yeah. Just be careful if any of you guys ever get like a deal or something like that. This track is absolutely phenomenal. It might be my second favorite so far. Absolutely fantastic. I love everything about that track. The features were dope. The verses were nice. Doesn't feel too long. Production is just so soulful. Everything about that just feels comfortable. Next track, Broken.
Forgive me, my dirty deeds was desperate. Fuck the government, I got my own deficit. Left to me the only thing that's definite. Money rule the world, I can tell your perspective out of focus. You too obsessed with the liquor, bitches, and weed smoking.
He's getting schooled by his grandma. Some dope wordplay there. This track gives me a Redbone vibe.
Hiding my insecurities with this game flag. We both despise the police, but they wore the same bag.
Dang.
As a child, I admired that.
Dang, man, that graveyard shift line hit me pretty hard. Yo, I used to work a third shift job, minimum wage. I wasn't it, chief. Yo, if you ever get stuck in that position, as soon as you can, leave. Find yourself a better place, bro. Because, yo, minimum wage for third shift is not it. I don't care what anybody says. Until you work a third shift job, you don't know what it's like, bro. It feels like it makes you doubly tired. You start to get depressed because you just start missing out on life. You have to sleep through the entire day, stay up all night. Everybody else living their lives around you. You feel like you're just missing out on your family, on your brothers and your sisters and your cousins and whatever. It starts to get real lonely, yo. So if you're stuck on a third shift job and you feel like I did, because if you're fine with it, then that's fine with it. Keep rocking with that. But if you feel like I did, hang in there, first of all, and as soon as you can, find yourself a better place to get to, bro. Seriously. Yeah, that line hit me hard. Yo, that's tough. I went off on a tangent. Yo, this track is great. I love it. I love the vibe to it. It's got a really nice, peaceful vibe, you know, it's really mellow. I love that he spits a little bit of wisdom that he got from his grandma, you know, on the first verse. I think it's dope. I like this track a lot. The next track is Lakers.
Nigga, fuck it. 7-7 cutlass. I move my ass to Cali with my Indiana bucket. Need to slap a wet one on the frame, a little rusty. Hit the shot. They when they the sex is great, perfect the art of fornication. Put a bitch on the top for a bar. Yo, they gon' place my grave that year's magic ball the team. You're wrong to beating it at LA hat. Shout out to the blocks. Inglewood, Compton, South Central, the Watts.
Nice.
And king of music on Crenshaw, cause now I'm the king of music to all y'all. California love, California dreaming. I seen laws on demons.
Nice wordplay.
Survive and keep your head high. Hit the weed clinic for sativa, get your head high. Many heads do. I heard the baddest females off Pacific Coastal. If it means anything, I'm so late. My dad died on King.
Dang.
My little homie from families, he keep a team of shooters. My 60 niggas, they rolling, my 8-tray niggas moving. It's 20 years since the rise.
Alright. Nice little tribute to LA. Not gonna get too into it, you know, I'm from Boston, so it's a dope track. What can I say? It's nice. And I'm assuming we'll get a little tribute to New York now, because we got Knicks, so let's get it.
On the Knicks, that was 95, couple of us ain't in the 96. Gang banging, cane slinging, heads caught up in the twist.
Yeah.
School fools, like got it selling nigga bags. Best weed, many seeds where the liquor at. Bad dog 2020 kept a nigga loose. Was the case that's
I like how on Lakers the beat was very West Coast, and here it feels very East Coast.
yeah.
It's a nice touch.
Chillin' with a bitch, watching LeBron put a 56 on the Knicks. Classified police kill my nigga in 2006. Only here with me, this for my nigga that's lurking, working that skill with me. Last page, on my last page, fuck the job, I'm whipping this buttocks.
I love the flow switch up.
Fuck the job, I'm serving these fuckers the crime pays. I gotta sell a nigga bags, bitch. Yeah.
Yeah, so we get a nice tribute to New York, talking about his come up, selling nickel bags, how he came up, you know, and it's cool how he relates it to, you know, Knicks and nickel bags, talking about Jordan dropping a double nickel on the Knicks, talking about LeBron dropping 56. He correlates it to the nickel bags, correlates it to the New York Knicks, the basketball references, and the city of New York. Really nice. Not as energetic as the Lakers track, but that makes sense because it feels more like an East Coast beat, which, you know, is normally less groovy, less funky, more for riding around with really soft pianos, you know, stuff like that. But this is a great track. It's really well executed. Next track is Shame.
I shut it on down, baby. I hit you up, I'm talking about banging something. Chill off in your crib and have a thing, probably make this thing or something. Like my bottom bitch, hook my belt, break up my lawyer, hoes up. Then I met you, kick game and followed you to the breakfast spot. Fuck you like I married you that night up in the ferry. Got me like you got your cherry pop.
It's got a really nice vibe to it.
Take that phone, just take this dick, don't take it personal.
This beat's so nice, it's so wavy.
What you shouldn't know. Like I slipped on a banana peel and fell in that pussy. Y'all niggas be spinning all kind of skrill to get in that pussy.
We get a track about his relationships with these women that he's got, you know, and how he feels about them, and what he does with them, and the fact that they cheat on their men to be with him, the fact that he cheats on other women to be with them, and, you know, it's just all a mess. But production's smooth, you know, it's got a really nice hook. BJ, the Chicago kid, does a great job singing the hook. It's just a really wavy track. It's just nice to vibe to, you know? Next track is Watts.
No good motherfucker, man. Baby, I thought you was better than that, man. You a weak motherfucker, man. You soft.
Alright, so apparently this is Big Time Watts. This is Freddie Gibbs' uncle, who is cussing him out for 1 minute and 56 seconds because he apparently is not as generous with his money when it comes to his family. You know, he's not taking care of his people right, or at least that's what his uncle feels. He says that he just left the family, he got rich, and you know, he doesn't want to care about taking care of his family. I don't know if there's any truth to it. I don't know the necessity for this interlude. Could have just not included it in the album. Yeah, that's the way I feel about it. Alright, next and final track is Piñata. It's got a bunch of features on here. Hold on. Suleiman, Casey Veggies, Domo Genesis, Mac Miller, yo, rest in peace, G Wiz, and Michi Darko. And apparently it's 8 minutes long. That ain't it, Chief. That ain't it. This album is long enough. But let's get it. It's the last track. Hopefully this good.
Time. You wish you could buy time, but it's my time. Boss of this, I'm blasting me, it's like a vice grind. I roll them thick and I ignite mine. I don't need to get high more, y'all on that kind of shit.
I love that.
Enemy with gun and mouth resuscitation. Can't wait till it's the pussy nigga pay me, I'm impatient. Let's go kick in that door and strip them naked, leave them stankin'. Just hate to see me getting
You hear this delivery right now? This is dope.
When it ain't nothing new, forget what I said, they be doing this business, not using their words to express truth. Out in the streets with a screw loose.
Whoa!
I got the juice, just tell me what you try to
Flowing real fast here. This is dope.
what else you saying, you got the candies, niggas just
Dope verse. Real dope verse.
that's the move, you bought
Nice flow.
I'm from a city clapping fools, you all come sitting laughing while watching me fashion fools. Shit, no one hear your pimp and even need to read the book. It was a good day. Good day, don't shake. A death certificate for anyone.
I like that Ice Cube shout out.
You seen the profit get sacrificed by the ops to get ratchet. When ratchets out on they firing, rather do all pay.
rib cage open like a parachute. Close range.
I'm not digging this performance too much.
Blood stains, old things, mask on, no trace.
Mac Miller, yo.
Original copy, a tale of two cities gets read to me. Reading Emerson novels, eating some Belgian waffles, some powder go up my nostrils, my dick going down the tonsils. What's up? It's in my cup. This generation corrupt. These people brainwashed with evil. My music is more cerebral. Exploring just what you need.
This flow is so dope.
Exodus, more hors d'oeuvres when it's a world tour.
Shoot.
Adore rules. Get it, nigga. You wanna get it? You goddamn money.
For so very long,
He's a fool.
trying to get my every.
Man, I can't explain how good it is to hear Mac Miller again, bro. His passing still has me shook, fam. There will be more Mac Miller reactions. I know y'all are waiting for those, but I'm still waiting a little bit. You know, I'm still not ready to do them. I'm gonna do faces, watching movies with the sound off, all that. It's just still too soon, you know? But they're coming. I know a lot of you guys are asking for them. I really think that only Michi Darko's verse was the one that I wasn't really liking, and that's just because of the way his voice sounds. It's not his lyricism per se. It's a really cool track, and it's not as long as I thought. You know, the track itself is 8 minutes long, but the song is like 5 minutes, so it's not terrible. Especially since a lot of rappers are on it, so it always feels like it's switching up a little bit. It's not a bad way to end this off at all. Man, Piñata by Freddie Gibbs. I feel like, you know, this is going to be a really cool introduction for his latest collab project because, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to ask me to do the reaction for it, so I might as well. You know, I feel like it's a really cool introduction into Freddie Gibbs because I had never heard his stuff before. I love his style. I love his old school sound. I love the whole feel to his music. I love his beat selection. I love, you know, the production on this album is insane. His lyricism was really impressive to me. I was not expecting that. You know, it reminded me of a lot of the old school rappers. The way that he flows, the way that he rhymes. You know, it sounds a little bit like Biggie here. It sounds a little bit like Tupac here. And the way that he delivers his bars, you know, it's very Tupac-ish. His flow is impressive. I mean, really, he's just an all-around really good rapper. You know what I mean? He's a dope lyricist. He can flow on the track really well. He knows how to pick his beats. All of the beats felt really crafted to set the tone for his drug-pushing bars. And yeah, I think that he was very intentional with this project and with the music that he put on this project. That track, Shame was really the only track to me that kind of felt way out of place on this project. And that interlude where his uncle was just cussing him out. All in all, really pleasantly surprised with Freddie Gibbs as an artist. Most likely I'll do his latest collab album. Yeah, I really enjoyed this project. Thank you again to Dato Rage for pushing so hard for this reaction. And yeah, thank you to all of you guys for watching this video. Hit me up, my social media is on screen. All the links to the social media and to my Patreon is in the description. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed yet. join the family. We're on a goal to hit 5,000 subscribers, and that feels really good to say. You know, I was aiming for 1,000 before the end of the year, and now we're almost at 3K. So it's crazy. You guys are awesome. Thank you for supporting the channel so much. And yeah, I guess that's it. I'll see you all in the next video, guys. Peace.